Hello, groovy people of the internet. Welcome to the Blade Bias Podcast, where knives are used, but people aren't.
Okay. I like where you're going.
Sorry I didn't prepare you for that intro, but that's just what my brain decided to birth in that moment.
I'm never.
You're never.
What?
No, that's the end of that sentence.
That's the
You're
end.
never.
I'm done. That's the end of that sentence.
Yeah. We have a lot of exciting things to talk about today. We have some interesting news in the Machinewise realm, both from a product development standpoint and for you, Ethan, who we
Yeah.
are now V1 Serif buddies.
My second monitor shut off as soon as you did that. So yay!
Oh, great. Okay, great. So you didn't
Yeah,
see me
back. We're
hold
good.
up my.
I just guessed,
We're
yeah.
back now. Okay, great.
I just
Wonderful.
guessed.
But yes, you were awarded a Serif, so we'll talk about that experience, and then in a shorter amount of time than you would expect, we have Blade Show Atlanta 2024 just on the horizon. So we will be discussing our expectations there, what we're excited to flip, who we're excited to see. Some of the new things that have changed with Blade Show, like Comp actually being indoors this year and not in the muggy hotness, awfulness.
Wait,
Under a
will it
tent.
be?
Yeah, it's where
I
the
actually
pit
didn't
is.
know this.
I'm pretty sure it's where the pit is. Yeah.
Oh, cool! Finally.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a huge win. So fingers crossed there.
Maybe we'll get some judges that are actual high up flippers.
Yeah, I believe, was it Joff? I think Joff was a judge last year,
Yeah.
but I think that was one of the only like actual flippers
I-
that were there.
I'm not gonna be one of the people who's like, oh my gosh, we shouldn't let anyone judge. Like, hey, you got a celebrity judge, that's pretty cool, but I really need to see some people up there that really understand what's going on.
Yeah,
And I think the community wants to see that as well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But yeah, we're very excited for that. We're excited to hang out. We're excited to go on whatever adventures Blade Show decides to take us on, whether it's ending up at a Waffle House way too late at night, or it's eating ice cream outside of a restaurant with spoons you bought at Target. You never know what Blade Show is going to offer. But you also never know what the Balisong community is going to offer. Oh, my spoon's in my car. I put it in my car when we had it. Oh, wow.
I'm not gonna do that.
You're giving the internet that image for free?
It's been
pay
sitting
for
on my
that,
desk for a
buddy.
year. I'm not doing that.
But no, speaking of the community doing things, Ethan, tell us about the serifening.
Oh, the serifening. Oh, you mean the thing that has triggered my Balisong equivalent to a midlife crisis? Unironically, within the past 2 weeks. The first sign, my brain just isn't working today. Oh my God. The first sign that I had was from you, actually. You messaged me,
Yeah.
you're going to get a package.
Unbox it on camera. I promise.
I think
I
I was hanging out with my friends at the time, and I announced to the room, I was like, I just got a very threatening message, and I think there's a good chance that this could not be good. But yeah, the box came. I had no idea what it was because you had told me, oh, it'll come later in the week, and I think I had said it in the video that I unboxed the Serif in.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it was the end of the week at that point. It was kind of during a week that was a little crazy, so I still thought it was like the beginning of the week. So I was like,
well,
this
and that's
can't be.
perfect too. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be yeah. That's the end of that sentence.
Yeah. Well, it's so wild that we'll get into this later, but the new Machinewise news that the Prismas and the Slift Tees are being discontinued.
Which I called in the last episode accidentally.
Yes, you did. You absolutely did. And it's
so
scary,
upset.
Actually.
I'm so upset.
Yeah, but it was wild because that announcement happened in the time that I knew you were going to be getting a Serif. So it was wild watching your love for the Balisong hobby kind of take a sharp dip. It came back, but it took a sharp
Yeah.
dip, and then it shot up really quickly, all because of the same company's products.
You were watching me have a mental breakdown on my story, while also
Yeah.
knowing that was that's actually really funny. I like that.
Yeah, and I told I'll let you disclose whatever you want to disclose in terms of who sent it, but I told the entity that sent it, I was like, this I really hope this is going to turn things around for Ethan. Like, he really needs this right now.
Well, you see, the hat was not just an accidental choice today, because I
Yes.
did find out who at least organized it. I don't.
Yeah.
Ted says it was a group. I don't know if it actually was a group. I think I would feel a lot better if it was an actual group, because this is way too much. But yeah, it was Ted. I mean, I will be 100% honest. I had some idea when I first opened the box, because the return address, while being a name I didn't recognize, was a town that I did recognize.
Ah.
But I did I was like, what are the odds that, like, I say who I think it is, and then it just happens to be someone else who also lives there? Like,
Yeah.
it's probably a pretty low chance, but it still could happen. So I kept my mouth shut about that until I had a little bit more concrete stuff. But yeah, Ted kept trying to lay hints. I was having a late night stream. I think I was playing Minecraft with no face cam on stream. And
Okay.
that, of all times,
Oh, yeah, I went
was
back and
the
watched
time
that.
when he decided, hey, I'm gonna start dropping hints that kind of shows that I'm the one who organized this.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if you could have picked a more, like, a less climactic time, but I respect it.
No, yeah. So again, I had no financial or even planning involvement with it. I was just the person tasked with telling you, hey, you're going to get a package. You should unbox it on camera. And I knew what it was going to be, but I hadn't even seen a picture of it. Your
Oh,
unboxing
really?
video was the first time that I had actually seen what it was, and that it did have like some custom work done to it.
Oh, okay.
But no, yeah, that video you made on this channel is probably going to go down in history as one of my favorite videos just in the whole hobby, just because
Really?
yeah, just because, like, it's
In
just
the
so
whole
wholesome.
hobby?
Yeah. Just
Wow.
like your reaction to it, and like just how wholesome it is, and like the way you keep falling on the floor because you're just like freaking the fuck out. And then the hilarity of your camera keeps like fucking up and like randomly buzzing. And so it was just a string of just so many things happening.
Of all the times to not have my head mount, I know that video was seriously overwhelming. It was like, because I've gotten stuff before. Ted has gifted me a few things before, like the hat, and I get makers that send me stuff all the time. But dude, I explained it in the follow-up video to the Seraph. It's like, when a maker sends you something, there's kind of an unspoken agreement that, like, they're giving this to you because at the end of the day you're going to make a video on it and you're going to show it to hopefully thousands of people, and they're going to become aware of it and all that.
Yeah.
But this was the first time it's just been like, there's no exchange of value. The person didn't even take credit initially. Like, that was wild to me.
Yeah, no, I thought it was awesome, especially with
so
it being a
cool.
serif too. You had, on a separate stream, you had said something. I sent you the clip of it, but you said something along the lines of like, I would get a serif if I had the money, and I know I would love it, but I can't do that. And that was all, the process was already being done. And so whenever I heard that on stream, I was like, in a wholesome way, like, it's like scheming in a wholesome way, like, this is going to make him so happy. And it was great.
That's really funny.
But no, yeah. So what do you think of it as a whole?
Oh, it is by far one of the most impressive Balisongs I've ever experienced, like, ever. I mean, again, like, there could be something that I've tried at Blade Show that if I had like another round with it, I would maybe think is more impressive, but just the craftsmanship, the feel in the hand, the flipping experience, you're really not compromising anything,
Yeah.
in my opinion, on this thing. Which apparently that's not like a universal thing. My comment section when I did a follow up on this was full of people who were like, I don't really get the hype behind the serif, which is totally fair.
Really? Okay.
But for me, it's by far it has. You've been doing a lot of tier lists lately, and maybe we'll get into that a little bit later. But it is the first Balisong I've ever tried that has knocked down every single other Balisong in my collection by at least, I would say, a tier.
Yeah.
Like they're.
I think it got number. I'm just trying to remember. Did I? I think I gave it number 1 in my.
Oh, it's
my
number
tier
1
list.
for me.
Yeah.
The serif goes in its own category for me. It's been like there will be distinctly 2 periods in my time as like someone who makes videos on Balisongs, and it will be BS and AS, before serif and after serif. Because after serif, there are things that are just like I pick them up and I'm like, man, this just doesn't feel as good as I remember it feeling. Like, it's still very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man.
We're both in a very specific boat of having been gifted from close dear friends a Serif V1.
That's crazy.
And yeah, and I every single time I go back to it, I'm just And it's
So
still
good.
not fully perfect in my eyes. Whenever I do pick it up, I do feel the handles themselves being a little not like, it's just very angular. So I feel that, but it's not like in
boxy?
a bad way. Yeah, just boxy. Yeah. So I feel that, but it's not like in a detrimental way, and it just like it's so pretty, and I haven't had to tune it in years at this point. So yeah, being in the Serif gang is crazy, and so I'm glad you get to be a part of it now.
I was always planning on it, but that was going to be like, okay, when I have big boy money, I'm going to get a Serif and I'm going to love it. To know that I technically got one before I finished college is a crazy thought.
Yeah, that's pretty wacky.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. I think you deserve it though. Like, it just,
thank you.
With how much I personally enjoy the stuff that you put out, and just the consistency that you provide, and the shocking level of objectivity that you bring to each one of your videos, I think is fantastic. So that's where I was like, if anyone's gonna get a Serif for free, Ethan has earned it. So
I'm smiling and kicking my feet over here. I'm laying on my stomach. I'm whimsical. No, thank you. Really.
You're doing the worm.
Yeah.
In awe and satisfaction. You're just, oh, thank you so much. That's how I felt. Like, I wish it would have been filmed whenever I was gifted this. It was just a quick thing at Blade Show 2022 where I was gifted this, and yeah, if the entire Balisong hobby imploded and I had to keep one Balisong, and I talked about that in an older video about like which one I would keep, and it would probably make more sense to keep something like a Kraken in terms of the overall flippability and stuff, but I really think this is the thing that I would keep if I had to keep just one.
I think the one thing that I don't envy you on is the fact that yours is Cerakoted. Because I remember you mentioning, like, I don't want to, I think you said you would, in your video, you would pick the Kraken because you don't want to damage the Serif or something like that.
Yes.
Which is totally fair. But this thing, I could flip this thing over concrete, and I don't know if I would be that worried about it. It just
looking
feels...
at Will's Serif, like, you can barely even tell there's a blemish. Whereas with mine, I had, like, let me see if I can show this on camera. I had, like, one drop onto concrete. Oh God. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, you can kind of see it's right there. Like, you can, it's obvious. Like, it's not the kind of thing like, oh, just because I'm shining a light on it, you can see it better. It's like, no, when you look at it in plain light, like, yep, that's a noticeable blemish. So that's one downside to it, but I still love it.
It's so good.
And yeah, and just the high-end Balisong market is wacky. Like, me being an official Zyzix owner, is wacky.
Yeah.
I'm rocking the Acid Works shirt.
Going
The
all in.
response to my new video format has actually been overwhelmingly positive.
Really?
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
surprise me one bit.
Yeah, for those that don't know, on the main Will Hirsch channel, I did a review of the Zyzix, but just made a format that was just way more chill, way more straightforward, not crazy, branding clone gags where a clone of me pops up and lights me on fire, and crazy crap like that. And that format won't go away, but I wanted to do something that was a little more repeatable. But overall, yeah, the reception to it has been like, I don't know if I would take just this format, but this supplementing the other stuff that you guys do, like, this is great. This is way more my speed.
Yeah.
So that's been cool. And I think that in terms of it being a high end, because this is $1,000, I think that was an interesting place to start that series off with, in terms of like, it was good in that it wasn't a like, oh, here's a very objective look at this particular thing. It's like, this is a thing that's kind of hard to look at objectively because it's so specific and so unique.
Right.
Not to where I'm just going to shill on it because I'm biased toward it, but it's not really a question of is it worth it. It's like, there's so much to it that's going to be a different answer for different people.
Right.
But from there, in terms of other Balisong stuff, Blade Show seems like it's going to have some very, very, very interesting stuff for us to try.
Yeah.
Especially, again, back in the Machinewise realm, as we mentioned earlier, the Prisma line is being discontinued, and the Slift T. You've of course made a video about that whole thing now, so if you want Ethan's in-depth thoughts on the Machinewise news, you can watch his other video on this channel. But yeah,
Or
the
my stream.
Sasori and the Totori.
Still can't tell them apart. Still
I
don't know which is
forget-
which.
I just said them. I don't recall which one is which.
I think someone said T for titanium. The Totori. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Okay.
But for me, Sasori sounds like a more high-end name. I don't know. Totori sounds more like an aluminum trainer. Sasori sounds like a nice higher end.
They are both a name of all time. In my opinion, they are cool.
Okay.
But what is a if I look up Sasori, what is Sasori?
What is a
Sasori
Sasori?
is a complex organic metabolic product which enhances the benefits and effects of applied fertilizers and is an excellent support for plants. It's a biostabilizer.
I feel like that's not it.
That's the official definition. But maybe I spelled it wrong.
Maybe
How do they spell it?
I guess I could research that for you.
No,
really
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Here we are. Oh, it's Sasori.
I feel like it's
Sasori.
gotta have, like,
Sasori is a
some-
Naruto character.
That sounds more like it to me.
Okay. The one I looked up
It's a
earlier, I did
Naruto
two
character.
S's. It was Sass, but this is just Sasori. Yeah, it's a Naruto character. So who
And
is
Totori is an anime, I guess.
Looks like it's a place in Japan. It looks
maybe
like
two T's.
Yeah, it's two T's.
Oh, yeah.
Tottori. Yeah, looks like it's a pretty sizable city in Japan. Northwest of Osaka.
Yeah, I was gonna say these
Interesting.
definitely have to be Japanese inspired names. What do you? I know you said you kind of segued us in with Blade Show, but I feel like we should stop and talk about that for a little bit because I want to know what you think about all of that.
Well, so they go hand in hand, because these are the two I'm most curious to try. By far,
I see.
Because of how much has changed. This wasn't like there was the Marin, and then there was the Prisma, which was like Marin-esque. These are completely new and different than anything they've made before, especially in the blade shapes. I will admit, anyone from Machinewise, if you're watching this, I apologize for this opinion, but the thing I will point back to is, and I don't really feel this way now, and they did change it, but I remember I messaged you, Ethan, and I said that trainer blade might be the ugliest trainer blade I have seen in many years.
I wasn't a big fan of that either,
I guess
yeah.
maybe show an image of these two, just briefly, so we could talk about them. But no, I trust them. At the end of the day, they're all great people, good flippers. They care about what they're doing. But it's just with the scale that they're at, it makes sense in terms of them trying to fine tune their manufacturing process. And like, they're still a very young company. It's like, Dalen wasn't really getting into Balisong stuff until 2021, 2022, in terms of not just making something on one single machine kind of thing, and actually really having a business. So they're still a very young company at the end of the day, and I think this kind of represents somebody like Martine, their engineer, coming in, and now them being able to collaborate and how they want to change stuff. But these new Balisongs are no longer a Machinewise handle length, and the blade shapes are very different. And
Yeah.
like I guess I don't really have anything on me that would be a representation of how the handles are different. But like, if like this is a Prisma Pro, the handles would be like, let me do this. Instead of being this long, it would cut off like here. I'll hold up another. It would cut off like here. Like they're noticeably shorter.
Like this.
You got this. Yeah, like noticeably smaller. So yeah, out of from what I understand, they're not going to have any for sale at Blade Show, because they just moved to a new facility, and they're still trying to catch up on all their other orders for stuff, and aren't going to have enough time to produce a bunch for Blade Show.
Right.
But they should have ones to try. But no, it's just I'm bummed, especially like this has a Marin live blade on the Prisma Pro handles, and my God, is it a good flipping experience. So It's just, from what I understand, the Prismas weren't selling well, so it's like, what are you gonna do? In terms of, it's like like we love them, but if they're not selling, they're not selling. So I have faith that they're gonna flip pretty damn good. But it is a large departure from where they've historically been. And as of this moment, we still don't know pricing. And I would assume they don't even know the pricing yet. But I would imagine the trainer, which is 6061, or no, I'm sorry, 7075 aluminum, 440C blade, channel, and is 3.67 ounces. I don't imagine that going for less than at least 200. Probably
I'd say
220 to like 250.
It's probably a fair assessment.
The live blade, I think, looks pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
The trainer, I don't dislike it the way that I did before. Looking at it again, but
because they've changed
still
it
not
at
a
this
huge
point.
fan. Yeah, they have changed it. Yeah. But we'll see. But I hope they're good. What now that you're separated from all of it, are you feeling more positive, or separated from the initial stuff? But as a Slifty and a Prisma Pro owner, I'm sure it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I can't really say I'm feeling much better about it at this point. And that's kind of why it took so long to do my video that I did on it, or talk about it like almost at all. I think the only thing that I did when they first announced it was post on my story. I feel mostly the same that I did in that video. I am nervous. At the end of the day, I trust them to deliver something that flips well and is going to be a really, really solid product, because Machinewise doesn't just make the Seraph and then downgrade from that.
Yeah.
But they're losing a lot of what made them special. You know, they're
Yeah.
going to a more standard sizing. They're killing the customizer. It seems like the Marin
Yeah.
platform's dead. Like a lot of the things, minus like the really good machining, the really good tolerances, are kind of gone at this point, which is scary being a fan of everything that a company does like that, and then having them depart so wildly like this,
Yeah.
especially when their previous things that they're discontinuing were back to back award winners and pretty universally praised for both value and flipping performance.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that being paired with the customizer system going away too, it was just that was a lot to take in, all
Yeah.
at the same exact time.
That's what I said in the last episode we did. I was like, "Oh, we could lose the or the Swift T or the Prisma Pro. Just don't take them both from me." And then they not only took them both, but then they killed the Prisma. But then they also killed the custom. It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Well, and I think again I have faith in them, but my fear is that it's this kind of situation. The Glider Pacific.
That's also kind of been in my mind.
That is my fear. It doesn't look like it could end up going that route, but so yeah, this is the Glider Pacific, Glider's latest Balisong. It's pretty cool. It has a modular weight system at the bottom. You can screw in some weights. I have the weights right here. You can screw them in the bottom. There's two different sets of weights that change the balance profile, like substantially. Like it. If they got anything right, the weights do definitely change how it feels, which I wouldn't say about some other weight systems that I've tried. But this is, I'll be doing a review of this. But this, I think the design is awesome. The blade, I think, is cool. It's by far, I would say it's even potentially one of the grippiest Balisongs ever. Like, period. With this texture on it.
Yeah.
Let me get a little closer here. The texture on this thing, is just absolutely insane.
Grippiest aluminum Balisong for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like far and away. And it has the cool, like it has speed channels on the side now, or faux speed channels, and the jimping is better and all that. So from a design standpoint, I think it's a huge win. But it is in fact a weird flipper.
Yeah.
That will take a lot of people by surprise with how particularly handle heavy it is. Like even with no weights, like it's already a very handle heavy Balisong. Not enough for me to not enjoy it. Like this to me is, and of course I have so many Balisongs. It sits in a realm for me of like, this is a nice change of pace and this is interesting and it's cool and I don't mind it, but it is definitely not the most technical flipper. So that's kind of my fear with the Machinewise stuff. Is it going to be such a huge departure from what they've done before that it just falls into this kind of strange place that their other stuff wouldn't have fallen into because it was all kind of the same kind of system and most of the handle lengths were the same, or at least very similar. So yeah, it'll be very, very interesting. But those are definitely the highest on my list of things that I'm very, very curious to try.
I am. Yeah, especially with they have a system, I believe, that's like, oh, hey, okay, so these are weights that you can use in both the channel and the sandwich variants, because one of them's sandwich, one of them's channel. So the fact that there's like interchangeable like spacer type weights is pretty cool. I do want to give them credit for that. So I'm interested to see how that ends up going. I'd say same.
My hope and truthfully what I expect is to look back at this conversation and say, what the fuck were we worried about?
Because the last one aged so well. I mean, you know.
Yes, it did. Yes. So that is honestly not my full expectation, but it's like if I had to pick a camp on if they're going to be really just jarring and so different in a bad way, or wow, this is actually great and I really enjoy this, I would expect it to be in the latter and not the former.
Right.
But you never know, because we have been spoiled, I think. And you have a company like Nibalis that they're releasing a new Balisong every like 8 minutes these days, to
Yeah.
the dismay of the people that collaborate with them. And then like Squid, they almost they have discontinued things, but not to a degree. It's like the swordfish didn't kill the Mako or the Triton. It's like those exist still in their product
Right.
line. But with the company on Machinewise's scale, I definitely understand why you have to clear out the old stuff to make way for the new stuff. But yeah, it's just a big leap. So we will see.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. What are you excited to flip? It doesn't even have to be a new thing. Maybe there's something that you want to try again.
I think anything in the price range of the Seraph at this point. Now that I have had time to like fully flip one outside of Blade Show, now I kind of want to go back and try some of the other stuff that it competes with. I have tried a Nami outside of Blade Show.
Yeah.
So that won't necessarily be at the top of my list, but I'm looking at, I mean, I guess yeah, in that sense, like the Nami, the Opus now, maybe if anyone has one. I know that
I'm sure someone
kind
will.
of on shaky ground.
Yeah.
My mind is going completely blank on other high-end, high-priced Balisongs right now, but
I'm curious for you to try
the
this
Zyzix, yes. No,
Yeah.
I want to try the Zyzix again
Yeah.
because I remember really liking it. I love the tip weight on that thing from what I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious for you to now, because you said the Seraph was one of the best fanning Balisongs that you tried, and then I believe it was offline before we started recording. You said the Corvus now fans really, really well. That's where I'm actually really curious for you to try this again and see. I can't really say that I think it's like the best fanning Balisong that I own, but I'm really curious for you to try this again, for sure.
Yeah, I remember it having a ton of tip weight, which I really liked, and not much else because Paul's booth was in the middle and like surrounded by
so
people,
busy.
so you couldn't really flip it that much.
Yeah.
In fact, I think my Blade Show video, the Zyzix, is when I like Ty grabbed it from me and like just smacked my camera because we were just so compact in there.
Yeah.
Which is probably why it was shaking on Blade Bias all that time. But yeah, the Zyzix is a big one. I'm really at a loss because I think it's so crazy to be this way. Only just for my third Blade Show, but like in terms of things that are like actively people that are going to have booths there, I feel like I've had experience with most things that I'm like dying to try.
Yeah.
Normally I go into Blade Show and I have this whole list of like, I'm dying to try this, I'm dying to try this, I'm dying to try this. Now I'm just kind of like, okay, we're going to see what's there and we're going to see what surprises me.
Yeah. You have been able to try a lot of Balisongs
ridiculous
in the last
amount.
year.
Yes.
Like so much so that was something in the video you made about the Pacific. That was something that I was even taking some of what you said with a grain of salt because it did play a role for me. It's like he has tried so many Balisongs this year. So that's where I feel like any major variance in it would probably stand out to even you specifically more because you've tried probably twice as many than even Will and I have. This year.
No, I don't believe that.
You have tried
just this year.
Lot. Yeah, just this year.
Okay,
yeah,
just this year
yeah.
maybe.
In the last year, yeah. Like God, if I even go, because I'm in a different boat. I've seen a lot of videos, of Balisongs that I haven't gotten to try yet.
Okay.
Like I've never even properly flipped the Sliff T, for example.
Really?
Like I have like very, very briefly, but not extensively. But just looking at the Blade Bias catalog, I haven't tried the Corvus. I haven't tried the Sliff T properly. Haven't tried the Production Hydro. Haven't tried the BB Superfly. The Baikal. I flipped very briefly. The Nikiri. Have the Chroma V3, the what's another major one? Oh, the Gaboon. That's on the top of my list of something I'm very curious to try. Is the Fellowship Blades Gaboon. That the EPS 101, and EPS is going to have a booth this year, so that's really
Yep.
exciting.
Oh, I'm excited to try EPS's stuff, actually. That's a good one. I forgot they had a booth.
Yeah, they're right next to Machinewise this
Okay.
year. So, and it's Hybel, Machinewise, EPS. So that'll be a fascinating corner to
Oh,
be
so
in.
Machinewise won't be packed in this year.
No, yeah, they're going to be. Do you remember where Flytanium was last year?
Yes.
That's where
Are they
Machinewise
there?
is. Yep.
Oh, that's a hype spot, actually.
Yeah.
It is kind of off on its own, but that's kind of a good thing, I guess.
I feel like
with
it'll help
Balisongs.
disperse people a little bit better, though.
Yeah.
And not because there's that little doorway right next to where squid stuff is, that like people mostly crowd around because that's where the designated flipping spot is. So it makes sense.
Right.
But I feel like it'll help disperse people a little bit and get people out of that alley where Shop Sweat was.
Actually, speaking of squid, Weehawk Kraken, I'm adding that to my list.
Oh yeah. I'm really curious to try
I
that.
want to try that again.
That might be because so here I have my Blade Show 2022 exclusive Kraken, but I still don't have I have a Kraken trainer, a Kraken V3 trainer. It's the Ghost Kraken, but I don't really want to keep it because I'm never gonna flip it because I don't want to damage it, and
Yeah.
that's not how I want to have my Balisongs. And I would sell it for MSRP for sure, but the Weehawk Kraken, that might be an excuse to have a V3 Kraken in my possession.
If it flips as good as I remember, I might pick one up. We'll see.
Yeah, if they have one, it'd be really if they had an inked red and black one, I know that would go against or a dual tone one. A dual tone Weehawk one would be really cool to get.
I'd actually kill for one of those. Dual tone teal. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Or green.
Looking again at
No,
I'm
I
still
haven't
looking at the Blade Bias catalog. I think
So
I think I
you-
went through most of the stuff. I haven't tried the
Wow.
Osprey. Yeah, there's a lot I haven't tried. What were you gonna ask?
That's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
And most of the things that you said were things that Ted sent me. So shout out Ted for absolutely carrying this channel over the past year. But yeah, I'll have to rewatch that and prioritize packing that stuff up for Blade Show because I don't know what I'm gonna do for bringing all my Balisongs. I have a 10 Balisong
Oh,
case,
yeah.
and that is
Oh, yeah,
obviously
and
not
don't-
gonna work.
And don't feel like you have to bring all of yours. Like there will be other people there that have those Balisongs that I'll be able
Yeah,
to
but you
try.
won't have a chance to do it like outside the show, which is
Yeah,
really important, I think.
One of my favorite aspects of Blade Show is not being at the show and being back at whoever's apartment or whatever, and still flipping and still having a Blade Show experience, but really getting to actually sit down and have something beyond just a here, try this. Okay, cool. I'll flip it for 20 seconds. Oh, that's interesting. Cool. And then I have to move on.
That's one of the things that the Seraph showed me is that trying things at Blade Show can help you form an opinion on something, but it can't give you the whole experience.
Yeah. And so that one that I actually want to be able to spend a proper amount of time with, as I mentioned earlier, is the Gaboon, but specifically the Invar Gaboon.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That one actually looks really cool to me. And I almost bought one because Fellowship
really?
Blades at the time of recording is doing an insane site-wide 20% discount.
Oh, right. Like a
but-
grad sale.
Yeah. But I need to actually flip it because that would be the most amount of money I've ever spent in terms of like raw dollars on a Balisong, and I don't want to do that based on nothing, having never touched it or anything like that.
Right.
But that's what I'm excited for, and just getting to see Grant again because he was an at Blade Show last year.
Right.
He was at
he's
Blade
going
Show
this year?
Texas.
Is he going this year?
I believe so.
Okay, cool.
I guess I haven't confirmed that, but I believe he is. I would be shocked if he wasn't.
Yeah, I have
after
yet to
having
see a
not
full
having gone
lineup.
last year.
I have yet to see a full lineup of booths, so I'm a little
Yeah.
out of the loop on that one.
I know Dalen won't be going to Blade Show.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah,
Damn.
which I, from what I understand, is mostly just because they just moved and they have, like, they can't send their entire team to
That's understandable.
the show with where they're at in terms of their move and all that kind of stuff. But I believe Martine will be there and like be kind of like running the booth. I also learned, I don't know if you knew this, I talked to Zippy. Zippy is going to be selling at Jerry Hom's booth.
I think I did know that, yeah.
Yeah, and
Which
that's
is
exciting.
a wild collab.
Yeah. Like that, when he told me that, I'm like, really? Of all people, Jerry, and Jerry's great, and he's made mods for Jerry's stuff, so it makes sense. But I'm like, that'll be really interesting. We didn't do a full video with Jerry last year, but if Zippy's there, then we'll probably do a full video with Zippy and Jerry Home, and that'll be
I wonder what his
wild.
booth is going to look like, because he's kind of like a, hey, you can customize all of this stuff however you want. So I'm interested to see how he ends up doing like a, you have to pick right now based on what I have.
Yeah.
Will he have a bunch of mods there, or is he just going to have cycloids, or will he...
I hope he will, like, because just being able to like live demo, like, oh hey, you have this specific Balisong. Oh, here, try these inserts in it, pop them in, try it out.
Yeah.
And if you like them, buy it.
Yeah, that...
So I feel
Or
like
just a
there's
bunch of
potential for
demo units, maybe?
that. Yeah. And I
Reinstalled?
think he told me he's bringing a bunch of Cycloid HDs too.
Okay, cool.
I realized that, I don't know, I need to confirm with Squid, but this will be the first time that there's potential that a Will Hirsch product will be on the Blade Show floor, if they have Will Hirsch Squiddies there to sell.
I can try
so
the new version.
Yeah. So that'll be pretty wild.
Cool. Very cool, actually.
But outside of Balisongs, there's a lot of new people coming to Blade Show this year. Like an almost concerning amount of people that I know, and I'm like, that I've told people for years, like, oh yeah, come to Blade Show, we'll do this, and that. And now everyone was like, yeah, we're going this year. And I'm like, oh, all like 20 of you. Oh,
My social battery is dead
Bring it
just
on.
thinking about it.
yeah, which is a great problem to have.
It is.
But yeah, we got, I know in terms of content creators, we have the Buffness, Rob Heath, Disuko, and just those three are just very exciting. That there's going to be more people that are just going to be at the show, but then also like we'll hopefully be able to hang out outside of the show. And then I know there's going to be a lot. It seems like BallyComp might have one of the biggest turnouts it's had too.
I'm excited that it's inside this time.
Me too. Me too. Especially because it says it's in like the garden court area of the hotel where the pit is. So if it's just like in the central area that most people hang out in for the pit, I think that'll be perfect.
Yeah, I don't really see how they would set up that space for that, but it would be good.
Yeah, well, because they normally have like the stage and stuff and like bleachers and all that. Like that stuff isn't normally there. That has to all be like brought in. So
Right.
that would be harder to do inside, but it'll at least.
Yeah, that's more what I mean.
Yeah. My hope is that you can get more of like a 360 kind of view of the whole thing instead of kind of having to be front loaded, and then there's that tent, and then you have the bleachers, so you can't really stand behind the bleachers. But it's like if it can be a little bit more spread out and give people a better view, then I think that'll be really, really cool.
Yeah, you could very easily almost kind of sit like behind in a way and still have a very good view just because of how flipping is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I got asked if I was going to compete in BallyComp, and I don't think I ever will, unless it is just for the meme. Like, just I'm doing it for the people. I'm gonna try my best, but I'm not gonna like sweat my balls off trying to get really, 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 really good for Blade Show, because I've seen enough Blade Show for BallyComp. I've seen enough BallyComps to know I have no chance of competing against even the like 8-year-old children that are weirdly good at flipping.
Yeah,
Do you-
I would never do that either. I'm right with you. Right with you.
I was
on
about
that
to
one.
ask it. I feel like you could compete. I think, or
Nope.
you would be able, with the types of people I've seen, depending on the bracket, who you got paired up with. There are people that compete in BallyComp that you could beat,
Heavily disagree
even if it
for
was on a
one reason.
technicality.
One reason, live
What you
blade.
got?
2 reasons, live blade in front of a crowd. Nope.
Fair.
I can already barely flip live blades, especially sharp ones, to any
Yeah.
degree of confidence that would compete in BallyComp, like in any reasonable way. And then doing that in front of a crowd, I am guaranteed to slice a finger off, no matter how much practice I have. Getting in
Now,
front of all of those people will never not be intimidating to the point where it would severely hinder my ability to do it.
What if it wasn't it was a dull live blade, like a false edge kind of thing?
I could maybe do that, but then even still, I would be too nervous about just the performance aspect of it. Because I can sit in front of a camera, I can talk to a camera to thousands of faceless people all I want.
Yeah.
But I can't even stand up in front of 30 people to give a speech in a public speaking class without my heart going 5,000 miles a minute. So like,
Yeah. Fair.
I'm just not built for that.
Fair. Yeah, the people, I'm very curious if the guy that uses the like giant Balisong cleaver is going to be back this year, because that always draws some interesting looks, especially from the judges.
Yeah.
When that guy shows up with his Balisong that's like this big.
Talk about performance anxiety. I couldn't even imagine doing it something like that.
Getting that big, yeah. But no, I'm just. There's also it was actually, as at the time we're recording this, there's the Bite Handle Rave that has been officially announced as well, which is taking place on Sunday night at Hi-Fi Buys. Disuko is the main person running it, and then Will has a heavy amount of involvement in it too. And they're both going to be doing DJ sets.
Hell yeah.
And it's a Balisong rave. No
Sounds
idea how that's
exciting.
going to be or how that's going to go in terms of it being a Balisong rave. I believe they're ordering like some. Oh, well, I just heard the Mario bloop 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 as you rose back up from your chair.
I was like, what made that noise?
But yeah, that'll be a very, very interesting time. I believe it's supposed to start at about 6-ish on Sunday night. So if you're a viewer going to Blade Show, go watch Disuko's video on Disuko Flips. He made a video giving all the details about it and all that. And I'll be there, probably more in a like managerial position of like helping control stuff and like being borderline like security kind of thing. Because I'm not much of a rave guy.
Yeah.
Or small room with very, very loud noise kind of person. So,
You and
I
me
know
both,
neither
brother.
are you, so maybe we'll end up in our own little corner somewhere.
I am so excited because when I think like way back, Disuko posted like a rave that they did at some event that was like not related to Balisongs at all, and I commented like Balisong type rave when, just because like the idea of it sounds so sick. Getting the Balisong community to enjoy some cool music in a room together, but especially that concert that I went to the other month.
Yeah.
In practice, I don't think this is going to be my type of thing at all, whatsoever. But we'll check it out. If you see me there, just cowering in a corner, I mean, that's just how it goes.
Yeah, I have no idea how many people are going to show up. But
That'll be interesting to see.
my guess is it's not going to be more than like 30 to 40 people. I hope it's not, just because that's going to be a lot of people to manage. If it's more than
especially
like
50.
in
that space.
Yeah.
To what I remember, it's not like that space couldn't support like 100 people.
No. Yeah, so there might have to, and in general, like when you think about like people that hang out at the pit, I don't think I've ever seen 50 to 100 people at the pit.
Maybe 50.
Maybe 50, yeah. But all 50 of those people won't go to the rave, I wouldn't think. Especially since I know a lot of people leave on Sunday. And it takes place later on Sunday. But no, yeah, that'll be a very new experience. That I'm excited about.
I'm gonna pack those earplugs you recommended me.
I actually am personally considering buying, like, even if they're bad, like just the kind of things you just shove in your ear,
like
just
the foam ones.
Have some, like the foam ones.
Trust me, those are not bad.
No, but like they can be annoying just because they.
Oh
like,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like, at least for me, they like never stay in my ears, and I'm always worried about them falling out, and I don't want to push them in too much. But just so people have the option, or I'll talk to Dasuko and Will and be like, "Hey, can we make this not? You are going to have permanent hearing damage levels of loud."
Yeah,
please?
that would be nice.
Like, yeah.
But maybe if you're more sensitive to that, maybe pack some hearing protection. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's like a little like ear condom that you put on your ear. but it comes in different. Oh, you can get titanium ear.
Oh, titanium.
They're ear plugs, but they cover the whole outside of your ear. Yeah.
So
it's a new Nebalis product that we're working on. Yeah, they like the only thing you need to do is you need to put like a little screw like mount into your temple, and then you can screw in the metal thing and it attaches to that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, never mind the fact that like you could have just a headband and have earmuffs like people at construction sites do.
Headbands are so early 2024. It is mid 2024. Get with the time.
Barely. Okay. True. I'll give that one to you.
Anyway,
that'll be fun.
What non-Blade Show related thing are you excited for during the time of Blade Show?
Can you guess? I feel like you can guess very easily.
Does it start with a W?
A W.
It either starts with a W or it starts with an I.
It's an I. Yeah.
It's an I. Good. Yeah. Good. Yes. Good.
Yeah.
What's it? For those that don't know, Iron Age. Waffle House.
Yeah. Oh, waffle. I honestly, I didn't even think about that. I'll be honest.
No, your answer was correct. Either one would have been correct.
We're talking Age is more food. Correct. Iron Age locks it down.
Yeah,
easily.
I did for 420. Me, Will, Adriana, Prism, and then Will and Prism's roommate, Fear. We on 420 went to Iron Age.
Okay.
And I don't. Did I tell you about this? I don't know if I've told you about this.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, so we did. So. In Georgia, you can get Delta 8 and Delta 9 gummies that are. It's basically THC, but it's actually legal, and you can actually buy it in stores, and it's not as powerful as full blown like marijuana is. But we did Iron Age, where all 5 of us got decently high and went to Iron Age, and it was probably my favorite Iron Age experience I've had yet. And that's not something I want to do with a group of people, but that with how much fun I had there, I'm really excited to just go there in general. Because the last time I will have gone will have been Iron Age.
Because pardon my lack of experience on the subject, but you get that's like a side effect is you get hungry, right?
Yes, yeah. So you have the munchies.
Okay.
And so what better place to have the munchies than an endless supply of very high-end Korean barbecue that you are cooking yourself. So not only do you get like a high task to be focused on, which is cooking the meat, because that's often part of the fun of being high, is like
You just focus in
you'll
on
end
something?
up you just focus in on something.
Okay.
And so that's part of the fun of it.
Okay.
And
I'm learning.
so yeah, you have that activity, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm hungry. Oh my god, look at all this food I just cooked. Great. But no, yeah, if you are coming to Blade Show or you're in the Atlanta area for any reason whatsoever, cannot recommend Iron Age more highly. It's all you can eat Korean barbecue. They have 5 to 10 different sides that are all unlimited, including rice and salad. The salad is unbelievably amazing. Guess how many bowls of salad I got during the Iron Age experience?
I don't.
Like
You
bowls
go to
like
Iron
this
Age.
this
I
big
feel like
of
you shouldn't be
like
getting like that many because you should be focusing on everything else.
you'd think
3,
four
4.
4 bowls. Because I love their salad dressing. It's one of the
You
reasons.
got
Like
unlimited rounds of meat, and you're eating lettuce.
I was eating both, switching back and
I know
forth
you were eating
because
both,
I love
but
their
you could have
dressing.
you could have focused. Okay, that's fair.
I attribute 10 to 15 pounds of my 30 plus pounds of weight loss that I've had in the last year to Iron Age. Not because I eat at Iron Age a lot. It's expensive and I can't eat there all the time. But I learned how to make their salad dressing. And now I eat salad all the
Okay.
time because I really, really enjoy the dressing. And it's not that unhealthy.
I was gonna
But
say
yeah.
a salad is the one thing that you could make anywhere, and it would probably be reasonably like similar to anywhere else. But if they have like a special dressing, then I understand that.
Yeah, yeah. But I wonder what day we'll do that. I'd imagine that would probably be a after the show it has concluded kind of thing, like maybe on like Monday or Thursday potentially. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
I don't know.
Um,
I don't know what my week is gonna look like, to be perfectly honest with you. Blade Show to me is always this thing that's just so far away. So looking at the time and it's like, oh, it's 2 weeks away. I should probably start thinking about this a little
Yeah.
bit more.
No, I'm in the
well-
same boat of like both getting prepared from a production standpoint for all the videos that we want to do, and also just being prepared for the event in general, which it seems like from an attendance standpoint in terms of Balisong people that this is going to be the biggest year yet in terms of the
Yeah.
amount of people just focused on Balisongs, which I feel like is in part to the amount of Blade Show videos we've made now, and even you've made too, like even your video about the pit.
Yeah,
Like
no, that's fair.
giving people a vibe of like what that actually is, because I've seen so many comments of like I would kill to meet one other person that flips Balisongs,
Oh
a single person, let alone have 50 to 100 people to interact with over the course of a whole weekend.
Flip with, talk to, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because that's kind of the beauty of it. Is it's not, I'm not like, the Balisongs are a bonus. It's more so getting to hang out with people and meet people. That's the main, like, you get to try new things and different companies, like with the Sasori and the Totori. As far as I understand, nobody else other than a Machinewise employee will have touched those Balisongs prior to Blade Show.
I believe that. Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah, so that will be a first exclusive look at those kinds of things.
Right.
So yeah, but ultimately, I'm excited for just getting to you just make so many memories, as we have. I've been really wanting to go kayaking lately, and I think I'll go as soon as like next week. I'm
nice.
bummed. I'm pretty positive a Blade Show kayaking group is never going to happen, and I'm gonna stop trying now.
We almost had it the one year.
Last year, was it last year?
First
It was-
year, right?
Well, because we almost did it
No.
last.
No,
It was
yeah, it
both
was last
years
year,
that we
you're right.
almost did it. We tried to do it
Really?
in 2022, but it was more like a question mark, like maybe we will, maybe we won't. 2023, it was like we're going, right, and then the conclusion was we don't want to go, which is fair because
Yeah.
we had all had a hell of a weekend. But we got to get you down here for an actual kayaking trip.
I tell you what, I've been I've been applying to every job I can find that is open to me in Atlanta. So Maybe we'll get lucky with one of those eventually.
You're gonna drop this on me in the
Yeah,
middle,
in the middle of a pot.
dude.
This is
Ladies and gentlemen, you are hearing. You are watching me hear absolute fucking music to my ears.
okay. This is
No pressure,
this
of
is
course,
like
but my god, that would be so fucking cool.
this is like a, oh, hey, here's an internship in Atlanta. I am obviously, because at this point, like, I just need something anywhere, so I'm applying
Yeah.
everywhere. But I've been focusing on Atlanta because it's like, if I gotta move anyway, I might as well go down there.
That would be so fucking cool.
Oh, it'd be the golden age for the 3 to 6 months that I have that internship. That would be the golden age of my Balisong career.
Like at
Time?
that. Yeah, we would maximize the hell out of that.
You bet.
For sure. And again, no pressure in that regard. I know that would be a big change and a big move.
Oh, it's a
for
very
sure.
remote chance, but
Yeah.
never
That's
know.
funny. My brother, who's lived in Maine for the last couple of years, he's in the Coast Guard. He has a very slim chance right now that he might move to Atlanta. That's
Oh,
a similar
really?
kind of like it's a very specific scenario that has to happen, but it's a possibility. So that's why and I just learned that like not that long ago. So it's funny that two people that I'm very close with have a slim chance of moving to Atlanta. But having moved across the country to Atlanta myself, I can say it's a great time.
Yeah,
It's a great place.
got experience
God,
in
that
that
would
boat.
be cool.
It
Because
would be.
I've been talking to Will a lot about how we think we have a lot of exposure to a lot of different people and stuff, and get to know so many different people in the Balisong community, but the actual physical people here are almost no one. Like Pyro
Right.
lives like 30-40 minutes away, so I need to do something with him eventually, but it's just us in terms of like the people that are very into the hobby or like the kind of people we can make videos with.
Right.
And so that's something as I've gotten more and more and more involved with the running of the channel and just the general hobby itself. I've definitely had that longing for more than just Will and I doing everything on our own.
Yeah, I understand that for sure.
Yeah. Well, and you're in a different boat. Like you lost Ty, and so that had to suck.
The last time I've sat around flipping with someone was October, maybe November.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
think that's the last time Ty came up to visit for something that he had to attend.
Yeah.
Been months and months and months and months. And I have one of my friends has a squiddy, but like I think the only time he touches it is whenever I'm over visiting them. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, like
fli-
Adriana, she'll flip occasionally.
I miss flipping circles.
Well, and that's the kind of like I found a video of it was last year. Just it was Ty and Tay and you, Mint, a bunch of other people just sitting on Will's living room floor, just flipping, and I'm like, that's what I want, baby. I love those just casual. We're just kicking back. It's because I think that was on a Thursday night, so it's that pre-Blade show. Like none of us have been to the show yet, but we're all here now, and we're all getting to flip. We're all getting to hang out again, and so I hope there doesn't come a day where that isn't able to happen. And it's one of the reasons I'm pretty firmly committing now. I think it'll just be me. I don't think Will's gonna go, but I do want a purpose to go to Blade Show West this year.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just to see how different of a show it is. The last couple of years, like because they had moved to a new venue, I'm like I don't really want to go to the new venue like the first year that they're doing it. But now that it's been solidified there, and I know it's a pretty good and like well-run show. That's still not nearly as big as Blade Show East, but it's bigger than Blade Show Texas, which is the only other Blade show I've been to.
Right.
So, but no, because it's just been such an inception point for so many different things. Like, I don't think we would have collaborated with Dalen in the way that we did if it wasn't for Blade Show. Squid Industries definitely, like, because the first time we talked to Lucas in person was at Blade Show. That was at Blade Show 2021, and that's what led to us going out to California to meet them, and then that's eventually now led to the Will Hirsch Squiddy and all that. Our friendship, I don't think would be nearly the place that it is if that didn't happen.
No, probably not. That's actually how it is largely for me. Like, usually I'm not. I think of like specifically you, Will, like Pyro especially.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be as close to currently if we didn't get to meet in person and vibe.
Yeah. So that's the thing I look forward to the most is definitely being able to just hang out. And that's another motivator for like wanting to go to Blade Show Texas and Blade Show West is, like a full day of as I fucking turn into an 80-year-old man. What the hell? My favorite part of Blade Show.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, we didn't have hair dryers. We had to just stand outside in the middle of a hurricane.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's the only time you could ever dry your hair.
Yeah, well, hurricanes known for how dry they are.
Exactly.
Just like this humor that I'm delivering. But no, that's one of the reasons I want to go to Blade Show Texas and Blade Show West is a full day of Will and I's Blade Show experiences shooting. And it's great, and I love making those videos, but that's a full day of the show that we're not getting to actually just sit down and enjoy it. So that's one of the reasons I want to go to Blade Show Texas and Blade Show West. Is just purposing to just go there and just to hang out. Like, I'm not going to try to be on a production like video grind or anything. It's like I am just purely going there to just hang out with people and have a good time.
Hell yeah. For being called moist critical, his humor is very dry. I don't know why I just thought of that.
That is the thought of the week.
It's Ethan's thought of the week. Come back next week.
For the thought of the week in 1 week.
For the thought of the week, yeah.
You want to not be weak? Come to Ethan's thought of the week next week. Every week.
Well, I am the week, so these are my thoughts.
What's up, my weeks? Welcome to Week Town. Yeah, week. All right, have we hit a wall? Did we run through all of our topics and now we're just
No, I just wanted to say that. I thought that was funny. I have crashed us into a wall, and that is my fault, but
oh no, I feel like that's a tradition, a Blade Bias podcast tradition is we crash into a wall at some point and then we kind of stumble our way out of it and then see where we end up.
I love it.
What is something
what I was gonna say.
Historically? What I know we talked about the Zyzix and how you're curious to try that again. What is something that you feel is going to leave? Is there anything on the cheaper end that you're anxious to try that you feel like could leave an impression on you? Like something that's not, because you said the high end stuff. You're curious about the high end stuff. Like I'm curious to try. Like, I know I very, very briefly flipped the UFO. I have a UFO, but it broke and it barely functions now. Flytanium's actually in the other big room this year.
Are they?
Yeah, they're not with the Balisong people. They're with BRS. Like close to BRS and Revo.
Oh yeah, I got to go to BRS like day 1 or 2. Every time I get to BRS, they got nothing left.
I forgot one of the main things that is maybe the thing I'm most curious to try. That hopefully they'll have something to demo. The Benchmade Necron. That's not an excitement in terms of like it's gonna be so good. I'm so ready. It's what the hell is this going to be?
No, I'm actually kind of stoked to try that thing because it's a meme. It has to be a meme. The way that they have gone about creating this product.
Yeah. Well, because you and I are in a very specific place where we entered the Balisong hobby post Benchmade.
Right.
Not because they still make stuff, but in terms of the things that people talk about in terms of Benchmade Balisongs, they had stopped making those long before. Even for me, I got into it in 2018. Like, that was even on the tail end of
that's post
that era of Benchmade, where you had the 42 and the 51 and all of that kind of stuff. So this is going to be the first real, like, proper blade show, or not blade show, but just release of a new Benchmade product that I will have, like, been there for the inception of. Because, like, it doesn't even release, like, it comes out in 14 days. So it comes out at the very end of May.
Oh, it's not out yet? Oh, I guess
not.
Yeah,
so it's not even out yet. But so I guess for those who don't know, the Benchmade Necron starts at $500, and the specifications. Oh, does it not have the specific? Oh yeah. The Seraph starts at $650, and that is made of titanium, full titanium, and is on a bushing pivot system and has modular weights.
Why would you mention bushings? I feel like that's a given at anything over $200.
Yeah,
that's
definitely, totally a given. Yeah,
that's a given.
Guess what the trainer blade steel is?
There's a trainer? I didn't.
There's
even
a
know
trainer.
There's a trainer.
There's a trainer. It's a vibe. It's 440C, which is still like Machinewise is the Sasori is 440C, but this is okay. The trainer costs $400.
I mean, to be fair, like, I don't really care what blade steel my trainer is, but still, like,
no, but it's just like that. I think that's like what the Volt Pro uses. But yeah, the reason that this is so interesting is that it is made of G10, or it has G10 scales with stainless steel liners, and is just a washer pivot system. So, for the material quality of a Kershaw Lucha, that's on bearings, of course, but in terms of you could, the Kershaw Lucha, which goes for what, like 120 to 150,
if that.
They have hiked in price. I'm sorry, what?
Oh no.
What is it on Blade HQ? Okay, that's just Kershaw being Kershaw. If you were to buy the Kershaw Lucha directly from the Kershaw website, guess how much it costs? Small little baby Ethan in his baby
$200.
More.
I'm gonna take a long walk off a short pier in Minecraft tonight. That's crazy.
$216.
There's no way.
And that's their discounted price. The price
way.
listed is $270.
There's no way.
But on Blade HQ it's $150, which is still higher than it was traditionally.
Still too much.
But yeah, on the Kershaw website it is $220.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so for the same type of material, it is $550 for the one that I would get, like, if I were to buy one, if I had any interest in buying one. The red one with black little spacers at the bottom with the black red scales with black spacers and a acid wash blade. It's $550. And I really don't want to buy one. But holy crap, would that be a conversation piece specifically for a video? I could probably sell it later.
Bro, but I don't think you could.
Maybe not. I could sell it
think you could.
A stupidly good deal.
That would be an expensive video to make.
It would.
I
want to try to request a review unit.
I don't even want to cover it. I'm going to be honest.
But it's just like, it's wild.
Watching Denden's reaction to that, which, speaking of, I think Denden's going to be at Blade Show. That's someone who I'm very excited to hang out with.
Yeah.
Ridiculously excited to hang out with.
Denden, if you're listening, I apologize that you weren't in that list of people that I mentioned earlier.
I knew we were forgetting
near
someone.
the top of that list. Yeah.
Yeah. Denden, I think I'm not gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say I think he might be at the top of my list, but then I would be ranking people, and that's not fair.
Oh yeah, I don't have an actual ranking there, but just like
No,
in
I
terms
don't
of,
either.
he should
But
have been one of the first people I thought of.
I'm so excited to meet Den Den. But his
Yeah.
whole video that he did talking about the Necron and how shit it is. He spent like 15 minutes just berating Benchmade for this thing, and in the live chat, people started mentioning that it doesn't have bushings, and he didn't even realize until that live premiere of that video. So he went in on this thing without even knowing that it didn't have bushings in it.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was really
Wait,
funny
I
to
just
watch
pulled up his
live.
video. The chat replay is still there. I want to
Oh,
see if I
if
could.
if go watch
Yeah.
you watching this video right now, go watch Den Den's live reaction to the Necron specs and look at the live chat because chat starts talking about the fact that it's only washers and he loses his mind. It's so funny.
He said, "Bro, I'm gonna get mad again all over again watching this."
It was such a good video. But yeah, that thing, I am so excited to try it because there is no world in which it like the amount of flipping performance it would have to possess to even close to justify that price is impossible.
Yeah,
This
like
thing would have to like double the Seraph.
yeah. Well, even from a because obviously American made Balisongs are more expensive.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Which that most American made goods are more expensive in general, but $500+ is just, and they've never been particularly cheap. But I was talking to somebody in our Patreon Discord. This is even more expensive than their titanium stuff was back in the day.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I don't know what the MSRP. What was the MSRP for the Benchmade 51?
I think it was like
no-
300 to 400.
Okay, a review from Knife Informer. When was this review?
Can't we just
posted?
find like the delisted like Blade HQ?
Oh, we probably could, yeah. But I believe the price range listed is about $200 for the Benchmade 51.
The Benchmade 51 is labeled on Blade HQ as 297.
Okay. What was the Benchmade 42? I wonder. On Blade HQ, 375
Jeez,
for the Benchmade
dude.
42. So it is almost $200 more.
Even if it had bushings, it would suck. It's just and then they had the audacity to go on like Blade HQ's like knife releases of the week show and talk about how like we wanted to make a Balisong that's like that really reflects how the flipping hobby has evolved. And it's like, no, the fuck you didn't.
You did not do
You
that, my boy.
This is one of the most out of touch knives I've ever seen in my life. I think even back in the day, people wouldn't have liked it, especially looking at the price that their stuff used to be.
It does look like those handles look particularly long too. Does it have? It has the handle thickness. It does not have the handle length.
I don't know.
Open length. It says it's 9.68. Let's measure the serif. What?
Yeah, it's shorter than a serif.
No, but that's like way shorter than a serif. As my voice gets higher pitched. Ooh.
It's me, Mickey Mouse. Yeah,
What
the
does it
standard
compare to the
Balisong size,
Kraken?
what, 10 inches?
Yeah, a
wouldn't know
Kraken is
anything
10.
about that.
A Kraken is 10. It's 9.7 inches.
So it's short. That's why it has like the built-in like zippy spacers essentially. I know they're
But that's
not.
with the spacers.
Oh, oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
boy.
with it. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
So that, my God, this thing's gonna be weird. But I
Wow.
want to flip that thing so bad. Not because I'm like it's gonna be amazing or it's gonna be exceptional. I just need to know. And so, again, I do not want to spend that kind of money on it. But that might
boy.
be. There's a world where I might maybe not buy it
I think
from
buying it's
them,
crazy.
but getting it loaned from somebody that has bought it, and like paying to be able to do it, like whatever. I wouldn't pay for it and then keep it. That's for sure. But I need to know. I need to know.
I was gonna say I'm
what
gonna
that
rush
thing is
over
like.
to Benchmade when the show opens, but I guarantee you they will be there throughout the show. What it does make me
Yeah.
wonder is how many like knife people, because you've seen like, oh, some knife person comes up to Squid Industries and is like, what is this? I don't know what this is, and they learn all about it. I wonder how many like actual knife people are going to look at the Necron and be like, that's pretty cool, I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah, I don't
It
know.
almost
And
it almost makes me
maybe
want to
that's what they're
camp out.
banking on is
Maybe
like the people that are Benchmade people are going to eat this up and buy the crap out of it.
it makes me
But I
want
know
to
they didn't
camp
do that
out
with the last one.
by their booth and be like, yo, you can go to the other room and get one for half the price. It's twice as good.
Yeah. You let's form a line in front of the Benchmade booth
Yeah, and just tell people,
like,
hey, don't do this.
usher
Don't buy
people
that, please.
away.
Oh, you want to buy a folding knife? Okay, come right through. Come right through.
Yeah, exactly. Do they even have like a Balisong section on their website? These days? They changed their website.
Probably
a lot.
not.
If I just search Balisong, okay, it comes up. Yeah, you could get a Balisong sheath for $15.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but yeah, $5.50.
Man, you know it's good
I
we've
need
been
I need
ripping
I
on
need to
this.
know what's the best place I can. Have you seen the trainer blade?
No, I haven't.
Can I?
Not to my
where can
knowledge.
where can I send you a link?
I mean, I guess I can just look it up really quick. It can't be that
I
hard
guess
to
you could do
find.
that, yeah. No, yeah. If you just look up Benchmade Necron, you'll find it. But I need to know what you think of that trainer blade. I guess also, sorry, editing Ethan.
Is
Maybe
it?
show a picture on screen.
Ugh, is it the one with like the chevrons in it? Actually,
Yeah.
no. Is
Wait.
it the one with the Valorant logo going up the blade?
Wait, is that the Valorant logo?
That's just the Valorant logo. I'm pretty sure.
It does look like the Valorant logo.
It's the Oh, it's backwards. Okay, it's backwards Valorant logo. That's funny as hell.
It's a vibe. Oh, it looks like
Wow.
does the G10 have a texture on it?
I hate it. There's no tip weight. Yeah, it does.
Wait, whoa. Whoa. It's getting deeper, man. I just zoomed in to. Are you looking at the blue one
Are you talking about the diamond that is there on one handle but not there
on just
the other?
one handle? Yeah.
It's so sick.
Wow.
It's so sick. And look at that blade. It looks not chamfered and thin and light and terrible.
Yeah. Well, and what's crazy about it is like specifications wise, it says it's 4.2 ounces. So,
I mean, I'd believe it. It's a small little thing with steel liners and G10. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a little light for steel liners, but
yeah. But so it's like that's cracking.
you could just build a rep.
That Yeah, you could build a custom rep for less.
You could just build a custom rep, get the same specs, get this sucks
And even with
so
BRS's tuning, you would at least have some bushings in there.
bad. You could tune yourself, and it wouldn't get
Yeah.
tap after 5 seconds. Yeah.
I wonder if these will be
Yeah.
Loctited. I don't know. Because
Who cares?
The 42 had bushings, right? Like their old
No.
stuff had bushing. Oh, it didn't?
No, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it didn't. Maybe the 51 had bushings, but again, I don't think so.
Okay. Guys, I searched bushing on the Blade HQ listing and didn't see anything.
I mean, I don't think they list washer. I don't think, wow, the 51 is only 3.3 ounces. Seriously?
Yeah, I just noticed
Never
that
knew
too.
that.
That's really light.
Wow.
But I have never flipped a stock Benchmade product. Ever.
Yeah, I guess I haven't either. Oh, no, I flipped a 51. I flipped a 51.
Okay, I have never. That's probably one of my goals for this show is I want that kind of historical kind of stuff. I want
Oh yeah.
So that's where I'm curious about the Necron. Is that'll be probably the first time I get to just flip a stock Benchmade product. I really want to flip like a stock 51 and a stock 42. So if you're watching this and you're coming to Blade Show and you have one of those, know that I, in particular, am curious to try that. And I don't want to try a clone. Like just an actual, genuine, original Benchmade product.
Yeah, they didn't list the pivots on the 51 or the 42. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. I almost bought a 51 like 2-3 months ago.
Really?
But ultimately decided against it. Someone in my Discord was selling one for like a pretty good price. I don't know whatever happened to it, but decided not to just because they're probably just worse in almost every way than anything else in my collection.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, they don't list the pivots back then, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly certain they were just washers. It's too old to be bushings.
You can pre-order it on Blade HQ right now. Is the Benchmade 85?
No, I don't think I will.
What is the 85 made out of? What are that? Okay, the handles are titanium. See, the Benchmade 85 with titanium handles was $675. Or is $675 on Blade HQ. And I believe, if that's not on bushings, my God, help the people that bought that. But yeah, it's just so weird being in the space that we are in the Balisong world and having just not been there for the Benchmade era. Like Will was there for that. You know,
right.
The second video he ever made, it was how you shouldn't flip a stock Benchmade 51 and how you should mod it.
Right. Space Invaders and everything back in the day.
Yeah. But yeah, the Necron, man. We flipped years ago. I think what was ultimately an early version of the Necron, but this was like 3-4 years ago. We had to like sign an NDA for it and stuff, so I can't talk about it too extensively. But just it was something similar to it, and I hated the way the G10 felt. It like wasn't properly like rounded on the edges.
Oh, great!
I think you flipped that particular thing. I think the blade is interesting. That's the only thing I can really say for it. Like, I would love to see more. Yeah, on the Necron.
It just looks like a rep blade to me. I don't think there's anything special about this thing.
It's similar, but it's more swoopy.
More swoopy, is that the technical term?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The Brandon clones came up with that one. But yeah, it just that like scimitar kind of blade shape.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
I would take more Balisongs like that. Like I guess even like the Medusa would maybe kind of fall into that kind of blade shape that I like, that I would like to see more of.
Right.
But yeah, I think we've talked in circles about it enough. I'm just so...
You've been bashing on it for 20 minutes now.
I know. I'm just really curious. Really. So that might be the thing I'm most curious about, but not the Sasori and Totori are the things I'm probably most excited about in terms of like, I want these to be good.
Like genuine excitement, right?
Yeah, genuine, just like, this is going to be really cool to be here at the inception point of this. But the Necron is a morbid curiosity. For sure. And who knows if they'll even have any that you can flip.
Probably, knowing Benchmade, probably not, right? They put it behind like a glass case.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's
God, that sucks.
What?
I'm just looking at the Necron again.
God, that sucks.
Oh, it's so bad.
Anyway, I think we are at our hour and a half here, so I think we
believe so.
can wrap this up. If you're coming to Blade Show, please, for the love of all that is holy, come say hi.
Please do.
Do not be the people that it has actually broken both of our hearts, having had people tell us, yeah, I was at Blade Show and I was just too nervous to come and say hi. So
It's
I didn't.
so sad.
And I'm
It's
like,
so
that
sad.
breaks my heart. Because it's wild even being somebody that people want to meet, but let alone somebody wanting to meet us and not because they were nervous or whatever. So please come and say hi.
I'm probably
and
more
hang out
scared
with
of
us.
you than you are of me. I almost
Yeah,
guarantee it.
yeah.
I just hide it really well.
Yeah, the jump scare of a person like saying hi
Remember that.
is so like it's far more terrifying for me. Wait, which specific instance are you remembering?
I think there were multiple where people would just appear.
Yeah.
And we would be
Well, I was that person
Jeez.
once. I did that. It was at Blade Show, Texas. It's one of my favorite things I got to do. But a guy was wearing a Will Hirsch hoodie. And I came up behind him and I tapped him on the shoulder. And I was just like, "Oh, hey, I like your hoodie." And he looks at like it was just this is how he
Thanks,
reacted. He turned around. It was, "Oh, cool, yeah, thanks." Like just like kind of like squint eyed, just like, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate it."
Thanks for
Like
the
just
compliment.
yeah, absolutely gobsmacked that it was me of all people that was there. And so like I have fun with that, but most of the time if someone's like, "Oh my god, are you Brandon?" like that jump scares me way more than I could ever jump scare somebody else.
Yeah.
So yes, please come say hi. We'll have some of our collections there. I'll of course be filming. Our big filming day is Saturday, but Friday and Sunday, Sunday in particular, I set aside as just wanting to hang out with people at the show. No filming. I don't even bring my camera. So if you want to try something in my collection, feel free to come up and say hello and chat. It'll be a great time. And we'll be at the pit too. So I actually, something that I kind of want to do this year that I don't know if it's going to happen because I do prefer the more chill kind of stuff, but I've never gone to the pit when it's really late.
Yeah, same.
Like I've always left the pit by like 7 or 8 p.m. when I know, like I've even heard stories of like, oh yeah, Lucas, the head of Squid Industries, yeah, he showed up at 2 a.m. and hung out. It's like there are people there for like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Holy fuck!
I think there are people that stay there around the clock because people will like get in line at like 5, 6 a.m. to get in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're right.
that's I'm sure it gets wild.
Yeah. So that I don't know if it'll happen this year, especially because the bite handle rave is happening and all that, and I don't know if I'll want to stay out super late. And again, I would prefer to hang out at one of our apartments or whatever. But that's just a thing that I haven't been able to experience. Is like, what does the pit look like at 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
But we'll see. If you want a rundown of the Blade Show experience, I made a video on the Will Hirsch Flips channel about everything you need to know for Blade Show. But anyway, we covered a lot of ground here, so thank you everybody for watching. Leave some comments for any topics you potentially want us to cover. But the next podcast will be a post-Blade Show podcast, which we haven't gotten to do before. Because we did 2 years ago, almost to the day, it was Blade Bias podcast number 3. Yep. That was like our pre-Blade Show thing, but we never did a post-Blade Show thing. So stay tuned for that. Because
Ty and I did. That's the lost episode.
Oh, no, yeah, you did. That's the lost episode, yeah.
That's the lost episode.
We never got to do that.
Yeah, you and I. So see you in June, I guess.
Yeah. That might be an excuse to get a couple people in here for the podcast to all be able to talk about our Blade Show experiences. But we will have a lot.
I want to start doing guests. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I think that'd be pretty
Pyro
cool.
would be great. I feel like Will would be down if he could figure out a setup that he liked in terms of having a face cam and all that. So, yeah, I think that'll be fun.
I don't know. Maybe like a 4-person podcast.
That
be kind of
honestly,
hectic.
we'll all be in our own little quadrants.
Yeah.
So
Three people.
I can redesign the graphics so that it can have a split in the middle too.
There we go.
If you need me to. So yeah.
There we go.
Anyway, you want to sign us off, Ethan?
I'll sign us off. Thank you all for watching us waffle around for an hour and a half. And actually, no, waffle around for an hour and shit on Benchmade for half an hour. I think it was a really fun time. Thank you, as usual, to my wonderful co-host, Brandon, for not only being here, but being here. Because that is, at the end of the day, what really matters. So
the fact that I'm alive. Thanks for being
on the podcast.
Alive. Oh, okay.
No, being here.
You don't care that I'm alive?
If you weren't here. Are you like, would you still love me if I was a worming me right now?
Would you still love me if I had no arms and legs and could only talk by yodeling? And was also a giraffe mixed with Kim Jong-un? This is important information.
Yeah, I'll answer that in just one second. Yeah, but thank you all for watching. It was really, really great. Check out all of Brandon's links in the description. Go to watch his new Isaacs video, which he talked about quite a bit. And his main channel where he streams. Well, it's not technically not your main channel, but like your solo channel where you stream
my solo
once every 3 months.
Yes, because that's my life.
And for anything else Balisong related, keep it here on Blade Bias or over on Brandon's channel.
We're on that content grind, baby.
We'll catch you in the next
it's a
one
fun
on
grind,
that note.
but yeah.
Is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, I want to have a story that happened at Blade Show that takes at least 15 minutes to tell. So stay tuned for that in the next episode.
Okay,
of
cool.
The Blade Bias podcast.
Great.
So there we go. There's producer Brandon. We got to craft a scenario. Maybe it'll be the Necron. Maybe it'll just be flipping the Necron and how much we hate it. We have to be there at the same time. That's my one thing.
We'll commit to that. I'm down.
You and I specifically have to be in each other's presence when we try the Necron for the first time.
I could even record it.
Ooh, yeah.
On my little camera. We'll talk about it after because I don't want to commit to anything that people are going to ask me. People are going to ask me about it for months, and I don't want to commit to anything like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off. But my commitment, if somebody comes up to you and has a Necron and is like, try it, and I'm not there, you have to refuse them, and I'll do the same.
Okay.
So, there we go. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll catch you in the next one.